Good morning, good morning. It's a dose of sunshine. We're getting to the end of the month and a dose of sunshine will be finished soon. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. As you can see, it's a little bit chilly here in Sydney. Winter is definitely showing its face. I had a beautiful weekend. I ran my first Increasing Your Intuition immersion for our Conscious Creator Mastermind. Good morning, Irene. And so let me see who's on here. I've got a few people on. Good morning. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Sue. Lovely to have you on here. So I ran my first immersion for the Conscious Creator Mastermind. And we had so much fun, and it was really intense. It was really intense, lots of information shared. And then on Sunday, I went out and had lunch with a beautiful friend of mine that I haven't seen for over a year. So I hope you all had a beautiful weekend as well. And so this is the second last A Dose of Sunshine. What we're going to be doing after this is we're actually going to be doing a thing called spiritual bites, as in chunks of spirituality. So I will be on with the beautiful Nicolette Jane, and we have some interesting conversations. Let me see if I can move that over here a bit more. Does that work? We have some really interesting conversations, and so we thought, wouldn't it be great if we have those conversations online so people can join us and be part of them? So we're actually going to have some conversations, and that's what Spiritual Bites is. So she's going to be looking in on her group, and we will be sharing it into Women of Light as well. So today we want to talk about being an elder. And I know that we tend to, Women of Light tends to gravitate more women that are, 30 and up is our demographic, it seems to be. And so as you progress in life and shine your light and understand who you are, you have the opportunity to share that wisdom with other women, right? And especially our younger generation. So if anyone's ever been to one of my Heal Your Inner Child workshops, you will know that our brain, our mind is still in developmental stages, way into our teenage years, and I think even into our 20s, going into, I think it's 27 before it really finds itself and sets itself in motion. So when we're really little, we still have this, we're like sponges. And so whatever's going on in our environment is quite, it is giving us the example of how to be. So what people say, what people choose to, how people choose to behave, the way they dress themselves and the way they clean their house and the way they example in life to everybody around them. So the way you reflect yourself outside externally is the way you're presenting yourself to the youth of our, the next generations. So way back, good morning, Raina, way back in society a long time ago, people actually had the understanding of this, maybe not about the brainwaves and anything, but they actually really taught our children how to behave, how to be courteous, how to say thank you and please, how to manage a household, how to manage their finances, how to, build up skill sets in whatever their passion was so that they could go and find themselves a job. There was a lot more people going into businesses rather than being employed by someone. And so these days, we're all so busy working to survive. So we're all like husband and wife or partners that have children are often both working a job, and they get home, they're exhausted, they're stressed. They often have work that they're still doing at home to, feed the boss. And our children are sort of left and neglected sometimes. Generally, it seems to be the case these days. There's not as much attention to detail to our children. And so what's happening is our children are on these frigging machines. They're on the TVs. They're just zoomed in, and somebody else is like, they're in a hypnotic state from 0 to 7. They're more in a hypnotic state. Their brainwave is the same frequency as when you hypnotize someone. And so their brain waves are just absorbing everything. So if they're sitting in front of a TV screen, then somebody else is teaching them how to behave, what to do. So you just think about some of the cartoon characters. What's that? There's one in particular that SpongeBob. SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure he's still around, right? SpongeBob is so lazy. He doesn't do anything. He's really rude. He's slack. And this is what our children are absorbing of how to behave. The Simpsons, if I say it correctly. The Simpsons are, Bart Simpson's always getting into trouble. You just watch TV and watch what's going on in your children's lives, if you have children, or the children that is around you, because being an elder doesn't mean that the children have to be your children. The children can be any children that are in your vicinity, right? And this is teenagers as well. And so it's really important for us to be guiding them, to be aware of what is in their environment and teaching them how to communicate, because unfortunately everyone is on these gadgets, and you go out in society, and I'm not the only one, I'm sure. You go out in society and the parents are on the gadgets and the kids are just sitting there on their machines as well, right? And so no one's teaching anyone how to engage, how to make eye contact, how to be polite to people, how to, have a passion about something. Everything is always a screen, and somebody else is bringing up the kids, and they're being programmed. That's why they say they're TV programs, right? So it's really important for us to do our best. And this is where it gets challenging, right? When it's not your child, you have, good morning, Renee. When it's not your child, then you do not have the right, in a way, to be influencing children the way you choose to. However, you can do your best to engage in a conversation and pull out from them what it is that they love, what's their passion, even if it is that they're on those animes and PlayStation games and all that sort of stuff. Get them engaged in what is it that you like about that? What is it that you don't like about that? What's your favorite game? All of those things, and actually getting them to engage and use their mind instead of just being in this zombie land, and then not being able to communicate with each other. It's really important that we start bringing this back so that we can actually engage with our children and support them, because they're the next generation, right? They're going to be the elders that are going to be teaching the children from afterwards. And so some of the things I actually, on my road trip, I went to a girlfriend's house, and on the way back down, I went to her house as well. And she said something to me about how her girls had said to her that they love having me in the house. And I said, why is that? Why do they like me being in the house? And she said, because you talk to them and engage them in the conversation. She said it doesn't happen very often. When adults come along, they often ignore the kids and they're focused on me or my husband. But she said they love it because when they come, they feel totally comfortable to sit down and you ask them questions and you engage them in the conversation. And I think it's really, really important that we do that, because they need to know how to socialize and get off those machines, right? So what if I was to ask you just to bring some reflection up, how do you feel in the way you are bringing up the next generation, or how are you influencing the next generation, excuse me, around you, other children, other kids in the neighborhood, or your nephews and nieces and all of those things? And so how are you engaging them so that you're bringing them into a place of being able to communicate and feel like they're respected and honoured, and therefore they then will engage with you and feel and honour and respect you as well? I know that my nephews, I had an experience with my nephew a long time ago now, but his mum had come out and given me a chocolate and him a muesli bar, and he was jumping on the lounge and carrying on, and he jumped over to me and he went to grab my chocolate bar, right? And I moved it away and I said, no, you can't have that. It's mine. And so he laughed and he jumped away and he jumped back and he went to grab it again. And I said, no, Michael, you can't have that. It's mine. And then you could see on his face where he recognized, good morning, Stephanie. This is definitely one for you, right? Because this is all up your alley. He recognized that he was talking to me, and you could see it on his face because he was only about 4 or something. And he stopped. He recognized it was me. He sat down next to me and he said, Auntie Elizabeth, can I have a taste of your chocolate bar? And I said, yes, Michael, because you asked so nicely, I will give you a taste of my chocolate bar. And so it was really interesting that he recognized that the behavior that he was doing was not against my boundary circle. That was not the way to behave when I was around. And so it's really important for us to engage and example to our children what it is that how we behave and how to behave so that you are a functioning being on the planet, right? We're here to interact and connect with other people. And if we're always on these machines and we're disengaging, then there is no communication and there's no way for people to for children to recognize how to build a rapport, how to ask questions about people, how to engage in conversation. Questions are an amazing thing. Asking questions. What did you like about that movie? What did you think was the best parts? What didn't you like? Which character did you like the best? Asking those questions and getting them to actually start thinking for themselves instead of just absorbing the information like a robot, So as elders, it's really important for us to be, thank you, Irene, it's really important for us to be engaging with our youth and sharing with them in a way that is life-giving and not life-draining. Children constantly get disciplined and put down and told what not to do, and it's really important that we build them up and appreciate them and edify them so that they know that they're it's a fine line, right? Because so that they know that they're worthy, that they're appreciated, they're valued, and also giving them the skills to know to be humble in that process and to be grateful and appreciative of what's been the exchange, because we can move into this place of edifying kids and then we've got a narcissistic society, which is what's happening, right? Kids think that they're just the bee's knees and that they've got the right to be whatever they want to without considering other people's feelings or playing, camaraderie and engaging in connection. And I'm not saying that this is all kids, of course. I'm just saying that we as elders have the opportunity for us to support our children to be the next generation, be successful, emotionally successful, successful in their financial situation, giving them the skills of knowing how to save, 10% of their money, like getting them to do things around the house or whatever, or do a job for you and then paying them and getting them to save a part of that and gift some, 10% that they save, 10% that they give to a charity, and the rest goes to them. And I would like to say that we've got this beautiful woman on our Facebook Live at the moment, Stephanie, who does this so well. So Stephanie Pinto, if you are on here and you've got young children, jump over. So Renee, I know that you're one of them. I don't know if you've seen Stephanie's group, that Stephanie Pinto has a group called Raising Emotionally Intelligent Children. Can you put that in properly, Steph? Because I can't remember if I just said that correctly or not. Let's raise emotionally intelligent kids. Yes. So if anyone's on here that have children, jump over to Steph's page, because honestly, she is one of the leaders that are helping shift this and bring more success to our children, because that's what we really, really need. We need to get them off. I just want to share one thing. I remember being there was this congregation, right, and there was someone talking at the front, and he had it was a game that he was playing. There was 50 people in the room, and there was a couple of kids in the front row, one girl that was a teenager, and he had a red banner, marker and a green marker. And he'd ask a question, and if everyone got it right, he'd do the green. If everyone got it wrong, it would do the red, right? And I watched these kids in the front row, and there was this teenager, and he asked this question, and she said something. I heard her say it, but when he said the answer, it was a different answer to what she said. And so I felt her, energetically, I felt her close in because she got the answer wrong. The very first thing she did, she's sitting in this congregation, and the very first thing I watched her, she pulled out her phone from her thing and she disengaged. And she sat there and she started going onto her phone so that she was isolating herself. It was really sad for me to see. That's what's happening these days. We're not bringing up resilient kids to understand how to deal with their emotions and stuff. So Yes, head over, Renee. I'm so glad that you were on here and I was able to pair those two up. If you're interested in being part of the visualization, we're going to go back to our child and talk to our child as an elder. So if you would like to jump on for the next 10 minutes and do the visualization with us, then Irene is going to put the link in. If you're on Facebook, she'll put the link in so that you can jump on over and we can do the activity together. As I said, this is the second last A Dose of Sunshine, so thank you for joining. Next week, we're going to talk about becoming a woman of light. That's going to be my grand finale for the end of the Dose of Sunshine. So jump on over if you're interested. I'm going to say goodbye to everyone that is on Zoom, on Facebook, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. We might see you on Wednesday Wisdom. Take care. See ya.